Hey Leos, and welcome to your December 2016 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading. So before I get started on y'all's reading, I wanted to update you on some of the changes that will be happening for my channel and my shop. With the new year, I'm going to be doing some changes on my channel. I want to start an Introduction to Tarot series where I talk about my experience with the tarot, and I talk about individual cards and how I see them, the archetypes reflected on the world, stuff like that. If that's something that you guys are interested in, please like or comment on this video. I want to make sure that it's something that you guys would be interested in. Also, things will be changing on my shop with the new year as well. I am going to be raising my rate for private readings, so if you guys would like to book a reading with me before the rate goes up in January, you will retain the current rate. And I've done that for my entire time as a spiritual counselor. Whenever my clients seek me out, I let them keep the rate that they sought me out at. So, like I said, jump over to my shop if you would like to retain my rate, which is $65 for 30 minutes pre-recorded video or 45 minutes of face-to-face Skype consultation. So I think that that's about all for updates. And without further ado, let's see what's coming forward for Leos for December. Okay, Leos, you've found yourself in a difficult relationship. Some of you have. I'll talk about it in every sphere, but I'm going to talk to you, Leos, first of all, who are in a very unhealthy relationship. You guys were experiencing a honeymoon phase that made you think that this person that you were with was kind of your soulmate or was your twin flame. But what actually happened was you found yourself trapped in the same situation that you've had time and time again in the past. Or potentially even worse for wear than you were in the past. Okay? There's a sense of apology and like someone's trying to apologize to you. Maybe you feel like you need to apologize to someone else. Something got a little bit messy. That's for positive. This could be coming from the recent past, although I feel like it's culminated in November and you're starting to see a lot of the results in December. Maybe the actual actions happened in the past, like through September and October, and it didn't resolve like you expected it to, and now you feel trapped. Whether you're still in the relationship or out of the relationship, you feel trapped. For the Leos who went through a breakup, you can't get this person off of your mind. You've got that Eight of Swords in reverse, and it's like you feel humiliated, you feel embarrassed, and you feel, which is not good for Leos. You don't embarrass a Leo. They don't handle it well. No one handles embarrassment or humiliation well, but, Leos can get a bit vengeful when someone who they love embarrasses them, so I see that a lot of Leos could be feeling vengeful. Be careful for that. You've got that Eight of Swords in reverse, which is the most obvious thing to me. But you've also got the King of Wands, which is a lot of creative passion. So you could potentially get very creative with a type of revenge that you choose to employ. So be careful for that. But I see a lot of you guys getting your strength back. You've got Strength, which is your card. You got the Lion. You're trying to tame the beasts of the past. And this could be something that kind of spiraled out of control with your relationship. You might be trying to tame that. You might be kind of trying to pick up the pieces. There could have been physical altercations. Things could have been broken. And why do I say this? Why does it feel so sudden and so crazy to me? That's because you've got these positive archetypes represented by the Ten of Cups, Strength, and the King of Wands. And to a lesser extent, the Wheel of Fortune and Two of Wands. And it's like above all of that, you've got the reversed Eight of Swords. It says to me that you were experiencing all of these things. You were experiencing all of these positive archetypes. And then all of a sudden something happened that made all of those things, that unvalidated those things or made those things not feel real or tangible to you. And to put two and two together, that makes me think that there was some kind of trauma that happened in a relationship or financially. Something happened that made you feel that all of your sense of security and love was taken from you. And how do you pick up the pieces now is the question. You need to move forward. And there could be other options. There could be people who are really trying to help you out. You might be having to rely on your family a little bit right now. Or potentially there are other people from your past or people who really care about you, people who you've helped in the past who are coming up to back you. You could have a lot of very friendly allies right now who want to come forward and help you through this difficult time. If you don't, that's causing more stress for you because you start to think, well, what have I been doing with my life if I don't have people who can back me when I need that? So you're kind of stepping into a phase where you want to seek out, people who will be there for you in your time of need and vice versa. There are creative projects that you could be embarking on to kind of transcend some of the trauma that you experienced. There could be foreign traveling. Maybe you want to move. Maybe this breakup or the difficulties that you've been experiencing. And you have to apply these difficulties that I'm talking about. You have to apply them, anywhere in your life because it's a general reading. It's meant for a lot of people. I know that all the Leos aren't necessarily going through a breakup or grieving process. There are probably some Leos who are in happy, committed relationships or single Leos. So apply this to where it feels accurate to you, where you feel a sense of barren, traumatic energy in your life. And as I was saying, you guys may be wanting to move to get past that. You guys might be wanting to move to overcome that. You might be wanting to go abroad. This also came up for Sag too, for Sagittarius. It was different cards, but it was the same energy to me, where you guys were wanting to really overcome any of your difficulties by maybe having a change in location, changing your inward situation by changing your outward situation, and vice versa. Okay, so that's very supported right now. Maybe planning a vacation or planning some kind of traveling will be a very good way to start your healing process and to jumpstart your healing process. And healing is so important for all the Leos out right now. Regardless, even if you feel the happiest you've ever been in your life, use that to help heal from the times when you weren't. It's time to do things for yourself, Leo, and that's usually not too hard for Leos because Leo is a sign that deals with the self, and it deals with but it more so deals with the egoic self. Like Cancer is the self at its root, and when you move into Leo, you're still talking about the self in the center, but it has more of an egoic affiliation and more of a fiery, bright affiliation, which is what to me makes it more egoic. So use these things that make you feel good. Use these things that give you that egoic sense of pride. Use those to heal. When people notice how nice you look, when people come into your life and want to help you form abundance, allow that to heal you. Allow other people's acts of kindness to be healing to you. A very small percentage of Leos might be like, oh, these people, they all just want to try to get on my good side. None of them are giving these things to me because they actually care about me. They just want to be on my good side. Watch out for that kind of self-dialogue, Leos, because if you think that everyone's doing that, how can you feel about yourself? If you think that everyone else only wants to give you good things to progress their own importance, then how do you feel about yourself? Is that what you do? There will be a sense of self-knowledge coming forward in December because you've got 10 of Cups and Strength, and there's that 8 of Swords. You've got to figure out what that's about. You've got to go within a little bit. You may learn things about yourself through someone else. You may gain a lot of self-knowledge vicariously because that's what the 10 of Cups is all about. Yeah, it talks about, finally finding happiness in a relationship. It talks about white picket fences. It talks about establishing a strong home base. But it talks about, to me, more thoroughly, having a sense of emotional culmination and emotional evolution through somebody else. Seeing someone else go through something that you once went through, and all of a sudden this difficult energy that you experienced for so long that never seemed like it got proper closure, all of a sudden, it's there. And you realize through someone else's pain or someone else's sadness, it can also be joy and all those positive emotions, but you realize through that how something was for you in the past. And all of a sudden that brings with it such a sense of holiness and such a sense of empowerment. Not egoic empowerment, but just exhilaration. So a lot of Leos will be experiencing that in December. And the only reason I didn't kind of jump on that at first was because you've got that 8 of Swords reversed right above it. So it's like it might not be so obvious and conscious. But it's like these difficulties that you go through, they are part of the process. It's all part of the wheel. You've got the Wheel of Fortune as well in your reading. It is reversed. So again, that's another reason why I think you might be experiencing some of these culminations through what some people might interpret as negative scenarios, because, you might be finding the wheel turning not in your favor, or it might feel that way. The wheel always turns in our favor in the long run, but, in the short term, it can be easy to say, oh, that helped me, or oh, that didn't help me. So, go into December with, like, a preparation to tie up some loose ends. I talked about this for Capricorn too. So if you're a Leo with some Capricorn, this could be especially accurate. There may be things that come forward that may not feel very convenient right now, but it's actually a blessing because you needed to bring them up into consciousness so that you can leave them behind. I'm not talking about people. It could be. I'm mainly talking about dynamics in your life. There are some things that you may not want to come out in December that do, but the fact of the matter is there never was going to be a good time for it. You might as well get it over with. If this is a health procedure or something, I can see that too with the Eight of Swords. There's kind of a fear towards a certain health procedure, or I don't see Leos getting into accidents, but if there's something that you've known that you've needed to have for a long time, I don't even want to think of specific examples, but I think that a lot of you guys would know exactly what I was talking about. It might be the time to finally do that in December, because anything that's healing yourself, anything that's putting to rest old, worn out problems is going to propel you into the new year with so much empowerment. So really take December to wrap up the things that are just holding you down now, or to analyze what it is about your body systems that aren't working right. Like I said, if there's that procedure that you need to have done, if there's like maybe dental work. The easiest thing that I can think of is like a root canal that you needed to have, or dental work, those things that none of us want to have, but that if we don't, with time, will only become much stronger problems. Okay, and this could be physically or mentally. What are the root canals that need to happen in your life, Capricorn? No one wants to have them. No one wants to go to the dentist and get that done. But what are the physical, emotional, or health relationship root canals that you need to have done in your life? I think that's a good analogy. It's time to do those in December. Because there are new people coming in too that you won't want to be unhealthy. You won't want to give an unhealthy vibe to those people, whether that be physically or emotionally. You don't want to feel emotionally unhealthy. King of Wands is such a fun energy to have around, and especially for Leos, because you're a fire sign. So this could be another Leo or Sagittarius or Aries, strong, mature, masculine energy coming in, very adaptable, very thrifty, very eccentric masculine energy. And this person is going to require a lot of energy, and you're going to want to expend that energy. That's why you need to get rid of any things that are taxing your energy, which don't help you in any way, so that you can give your energy to things that you actually want to culminate in your life and you want to manifest. And it's very possible that some Leos are thinking about starting their own business or starting a new project. You've got that Two of Wands. This is all about the big idea, the big thought, the big, wow, look at this. I have a really good idea. Look at what it could be. I know how I could make that happen, but I haven't really started any of that. I haven't done any of those tasks, but I know what it would take. That's what the Two of Wands is all about. And you're thinking, how much money do I need? Okay, this is how much money I need. I don't have that money, but this is what it would take, and this is what it would achieve. So it's a good time to put ideas into plan. It's a good time to plan for the future. New Year's resolution, all of that. But I'm thinking more long-term, actually. I'm thinking like 5 years into the future. There's some short-term goal or task that can really be planned out and really be organized into a place where once you're more abundant, and you may already be there, but now you're going to have a very easy time of planning and a very easy time of organizing the future. And that's also going to, once you get the past worked out too, because you've got the Ten of Cups in the middle. The cups for me are all about the past. The wands are about the future. That's me as a reader. You've got this culmination of something in the past. It's ending. It's siphoning out of your life. There's a click that needs to happen that hasn't happened yet, but I feel like it's about to. And once that clicks, you're going to be able to walk out of the past and move into the future with some better ideas, with some new ways to really bring into your life some abundance that will be very, very helpful. So, what a great reading, Leos. You know, I know it was kind of difficult at the beginning, and there are some difficult archetypes, but it's really like once you transcend those, once you get past them, you're going to find yourself really stepping into an easy period of time. Okay, something that just came forward. There could be some Leos. This is a small percentage of Leos. You know, if this isn't accurate, don't get upset at me for saying it. Potentially there are some Leos who like wronged someone in the past, or who kind of betrayed somebody. Sometimes when you see the Eight of Swords, this is another interesting thing that I plan to talk about in my Introduction to Tarot series. I don't mean to, go off on a tangent, but the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Swords is where you have like the figure that's all stabbed in the back. They're very inherently related. Sometimes I've seen as a reader, and I feel this intuitively, I've never seen this actually written or documented. Sometimes I think that the Eight of Swords can be the karma of the Ten of Swords. And we kind of get that whole retroactive, which is a whole nother thought on tarot. But I sometimes think that the people who stabbed the person in the back in the Ten of Swords then find themselves in the situation of the Eight of Swords. It's like karmic. Because sometimes, you can interpret the Ten of Swords like they did it to themselves. But for the version of the Ten of Swords where they were stabbed in the back by somebody else, I think that the person in the Eight of Swords is the person who stabs the person in the Ten of Swords in the back. And the Nine of Swords is that period of time where they are thinking about it, and being all worried. So, for the small percentage of Leos who did betray someone or stab someone else in the back, everyone does that to some extent in their life. Everyone betrays somebody. It's part of the human condition. But what you can do is you can make it right. You can't change the past. And that's one of the major messages of the Ten of Cups. It says no changing the past, but it's also about that culmination and moving forward and making amends. If there's someone in your past that that you wronged majorly, maybe it's time to right them. Maybe it's time to say, I'm sorry for the way that I was. I'm sorry that I did that to you. I realized that it wasn't right. And you can also go on the other end of that and explain to them why you felt you were in that position. Like, you did this to me and I felt very betrayed, and it wasn't right of me to then betray you in return, but I wanted you to know how I felt. Don't get too egoic with it, because again, we've got some ego things going on too. Stick to the facts. Don't build yourself up on some huge pedestal. But if you want to talk a little bit about the whole circumstance, that's fine. But for the very, very small percentage of Leos, I'm not saying that all Leos are in this position, you're going to feel so much better. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, apologizing for the sake of apologizing. I'm talking about clearing yourself of old debris, and emotional karma to whatever extent that you can, so that you can move forward with this really nice energy that's coming into your life in the King of Wands. Because the Wands court, the King, Queen, all of that in the Wands suit, very, very hard energy to contain. Sometimes these energies, if they see a negative trait, they'll run the opposite direction. They only want optimism, they want fire, they want excitement. So if they see a demon in your past, sometimes this energy will run away. So I would try to make any demons at least be resolved, because they're very understanding people. And what I mean by run away from demons of the past, if they see that you've wronged somebody, the Wand suit people, this breed of people, if they see that you've wronged somebody and not made amends for it, that will be a major red flag to them, because they don't want to be in that situation. They don't like emotional baggage. So keep that in mind, Leos. Otherwise, it's a great month for you guys. It's a taxing month, potentially. You could find yourself drained. But moving forward and in the future tense, this is going to be such an amazing month, and you're going to look back on it as a time that you really came to grips with what was happening, and you really took control, and you shed skins that didn't serve you, and you moved forward. So I'm going to leave it at that, Leos. It's a great reading, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I so appreciate the subscribes that I get from everyone. I've got a lot of new, really exciting content coming in the new year, so hit that subscribe button. Also, if you would like to support my channel, you can go to the top right-hand corner of this video, and where it says Support Esoteric Healing, it should pop up right now. Where it says that, you can help support my channel. It's really helpful when I'm really working on content and stuff, and So that's pretty self-explanatory. Also, you can jump over to my shop and book a custom tarot reading with me before my rate jumps up in January. And like I said, you will retain this rate, so it works out for you guys. And I look so forward to working with everyone. I've worked with some great Leos and a lot of great people. And again, start a dialogue in the comments section here. We can talk about how this is playing out in your life, talk about any interpretations that you have of these archetypes. I'll be so excited to hear about it. I love talking to you guys, and have a really, really fabulous, fabulous December. Bye.